Welcome back to Bears News Fan Report, where we bring you the latest and most exciting sports news every single day. Tonight's story is equal parts rumor, urgency, and big-name intrigue. Multiple league insiders are whispering that Chicago's front office is making an aggressive push to land former Cleveland Browns superstar Nick Chubb, a move that could jolt the entire NFC North if it happens. We're talking about a potential signing that might turn DeAndre Swift's finesse into pure ground-and-pound thunder, all under Ben Johnson's creative play calling. But will this really happen, and, perhaps more importantly, should it happen? Grab a seat, because we're peeling back every layer of this developing saga. Close your eyes and picture the scene. An after-hours hush at Halas Hall. Lights dimmed. Low, contract figures glowing on laptop screens while front office execs pace like chess masters deciding whether to sacrifice rookies or seize the queen. Somewhere in that room, a single name keeps coming up. Nick Chubb, the same battering ram back who averaged 5.1 yards per carry across 7 seasons in Cleveland. The same 4-time Pro Bowler whose lower body power left linebackers ricocheting, like pinballs. Yet his last 2 campaigns were carved up by injury, torn ACL and MCL in 2023, a broken foot in 2024. Could this mean Chicago is ready to gamble big on medical optimism and upside potential? Or is it possible the Bears are simply leveraging interest to bargain shop elsewhere? Before we wade deeper, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring the bell right now so you don't miss the moment this story flips from rumor to reality. Trust me, if Chubb boards a flight to O'Hare for a physical, you'll want front row, access to the breaking alert. All right, let's dive into the breadcrumbs. The Bears entered the 2025 draft with a glaring need at running back depth and came away with only 7th-rounder Kyle Monangai, a bulldozer prototype but still a late-round projection. Fans are wondering if this could be the beginning of an intentional 2-phase plan. Stash a developmental power back late, then chase a veteran difference-maker on a team-friendly deal. Some insiders believe GM Ryan Poles circled Chubb weeks before the draft but waited to see how the board fell. By selecting just 1 RB on day 3, Chicago preserved cap and roster flexibility, space that now seems tailor-made for a post-June. One signing, reports from 92.3. The fans' Ken Carman fuel the blaze. The Bears are very serious. It's going to depend on which team is willing to offer more. Could this mean a bidding war is brewing between cap-strapped Cleveland and hungry Chicago? Or is it possible Poles has already offered an incentive-laden, prove-it contract loaded with per-game bonuses and performance escalators? League contract trackers note that a back with Chubb's resume still commands respect, yet post-injury, risk often drives structure toward low guarantees plus upside triggers. Imagine a 1-year, $6 million base with another $4 million in reachable incentives for rushing yards, receptions, and playoff snaps. Would Chubb's camp bite? Let's weigh the football fit. Ben Johnson's scheme hinges on multiplicity, wide zone concepts married to downhill counter, play-action shots, and misdirection screens. Swift nearly cracked 1,000 yards behind that. Playbook but sputtered to 3.8 per carry on a career-high workload. Fans are asking, could Swift be more efficient if a battering partner handled early down body blows? A healthy Chubb has thunder to Swift's lightning, vision, patience, and Pro Bowl contact balance. Is it possible that pairing them opens Johnson's entire play menu? Split gun sets, pony personnel, 2-back option routes, even misdirection tosses that invert roles and keep defenses guessing? Stat check. Pre-injury Chubb averaged a whopping 3.8 yards after contact per rush, top 3 among backs with 100-plus carries. His 57 explosive runs of 15-plus yards since 2019, trail only Derrick Henry. Now layer in Swift's 54 receptions last season and Chubb's career receiving line of 128 for 142, suddenly you're talking about a backfield that can attack all three levels. Could this be the antidote for Chicago's red zone malaise, ranked 26th in TD percentage, and third and short struggles, ranked 24th in conversion rate? Of course, the elephant in the room is health. Bears medical staff would have unprecedented power in this signing. ACL-MCL reconstruction normally spans 9 to 12 months. Chubb returned to limited action in just under a year, then suffered a foot fracture 8 games into 2024. Some orthopedic consultants warn that back-to-back lower extremity injuries increase re-injury odds by 20%. Fans are wondering if this could be the beginning of a chronic decline. Could Chicago negotiate a base low enough to offset risk, yet juicy enough to lure him away from Cleveland loyalty? Sources hint that Chubb's side wants stability, maybe a 2-year deal with a team option year 2. Will Poles risk multi-season commitment? Financially, cutting underperformers like Tyler Scott or Dominique Robinson could free roughly $4.5 million, enough to offset year 1 cap. Add a post-June 1st restructure on T.E. Robert Tonyan, and Chicago could carve a Chubb-shaped hole without gutting future funds. Could this mean an imminent cascade of corresponding moves once the pen hits? Paper, reaction around the league is split. Some analysts hail the potential signing as a masterstroke. Veteran leadership, proven grinder, red zone magnet. Others fear a repeat of the Eddie George and Dallas saga. Big name, small tread left, cap drain. Former Bears RB Matt Fort told local radio, "If Chubb's knees are stable, you're getting a pro's pro. He needs daylight, but he also creates his own daylight." Meanwhile, an anonymous AFC scout quipped, "I'm not betting on back-to-back bounce-backs at that position. Running backs age in dog years." Fans are split too. One Reddit thread titled, "Chubb Hub in Chai," hit 1,200 comments in 12 hours, half ecstatic, half pleading for a younger Thunderback like Dameon Pierce via trade. Another thread tallied jersey pre-orders that would spike if Chubb's number 24 landed in pro shops. Is it possible Chicago's marketing department quietly loves this rumor as much as Johnson does? Zoom out to divisional impact. Minnesota rebuilt its defense but remains vulnerable to downhill power if their new linebackers over-pursue. Green Bay's hybrid fronts historically struggle against gap scheme hammers. Detroit just lost veteran DT Benito Jones. Could adding Chubb tilt December slugfests toward the Bears, especially as snow buries Soldier Field and conditions slow foot-speed defenses? But here's a twist. What if Cleveland ups its offer? GM Andrew Berry has publicly reiterated desire to keep Chubb. Deshaun Watson's contract eats cap like a Pac-Man, yet the Browns could backload a deal, guaranteeing part of year 2. Could this mean Chicago must sweeten incentives or promise certain carry counts? Insiders believe Chubb's camp values culture and O-line quality nearly as much as cash. Bears centered Tevin Jenkins, guard Nate Davis, and tackle Darnell Wright. Finished 2024 with top 10 run block grades. Is that enough to tip scales? Training camp looms. If Poles wants Chubb in the playbook early, paperwork needs filing before mid-June minicamp. Otherwise, chemistry lag could hamper early season installs. Some insiders speculate the Bears have already scheduled a hush-hush medical with Chubb's representation awaiting imaging results. Could a clean MRI be the final green light? Or will any lingering scar tissue markers give Chicago pause and push them toward a lower-tier committee back like Rashad Penny? But what do you think about all of this? Should the Bears roll the dice on a proven superstar with high medical risk, or stay the course with Swift, Monangai, and a late bargain addition? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I can't wait to read your takes. Personally, the idea of Nick Chubb trucking defenders on Lakeshore Sleet gives me goosebumps. Yet my cap-nerd brain fears mortgaging space on a body that's taken too many hits. It's a tug-of-war between heart and spreadsheet, and I'm torn. First, let's rewind to round 1, pick 10, when Chicago surprised nearly every draft analyst by selecting Michigan tight end Colston Loveland. At 6'5" with a 4.62 40 and a wingspan that erases throwing windows, Loveland instantly became Ben Johnson's matchup nightmare. Some insiders believe the Bears graded him as the top pass catcher on their board, valuing his seam-stretching ability over more traditional X-receivers. Critics screamed luxury pick, but Chicago's brass countered that two tight end multiplicity is the engine of Johnson's playbook. Could Loveland become Caleb Williams' Travis Kelce? Fans are already playing highlight mashups that say, why not? Day 2 opened with another shockwave. The Bears traded up in round 2 to grab Missouri wideout Luther Burden III, a 4.37 speed flamethrower who led the SEC in yards after catch. Pair him with DJ Moore and suddenly Chicago's receiver room tilts, from serviceable to explosive. Burden's stop-start acceleration forces safeties to stay honest, which, in theory, should unclog the middle for Loveland's dig routes. Analysts have noted that Burden posted a 32% target share despite bracket coverage. Now imagine him as the number 2 option. Could this mean defenses will have to choose between double covering Moore, shadowing Burden, or risking single high against play action? Pick your poison. Later that same round, Poles pivoted to defense and scooped up Shamar Turner, the 300-pound Texas A&M wrecking ball who can flex from 3-tech to 5-tech. His tape shows a first step that collapses pockets and forces QBs to bail, exactly what Chicago's sack-starved front needed. One NFC scout compared Turner's get-off to a mini Chris Jones, minus the polish. Fans are wondering if this could be the beginning of a new-look interior that finally frees Montez Sweat to hunt one-on-one outside. Some insiders believe Turner's presence also makes Grady Jarrett's role more situational, keeping the veteran fresh for December slugfests. Round 3 delivered value on the back end with Oklahoma State cornerback Jabbar Muhammad, a twitchy slot specialist who posted the nation's lowest QB rating allowed on third down. Chicago has been searching for a nickel who can both blitz and mirror two-way goes. Muhammad might be that missing chess piece. Could this mean Kyler Gordon finally shifts permanently outside, giving the Bears a versatile three-corner shell that mirrors the league's best? Defensive coordinator Dennis Allen hinted as much in his post-draft presser, saying, "We can finally call coverage without crossing fingers." On day 3, the Bears doubled down on the trenches, selecting center Zach Frazier out of West Virginia. Frazier's wrestling background pops on film. Heavy hands, low pad level, and a mean streak that resonates in Chicago. PFF credited him with the fewest pressures allowed among Power 5 centers in 2024. Slide him between Teven Jenkins and Nate Davis, and Caleb Williams might be staring at the cleanest pockets of his football life. Fans are already speculating about inside zone combos that pair Frazier's leverage with Kyle Monangai's one-cut decisiveness. Finally, in round 7, Chicago took that flyer on Kyle Monangai, the bruiser from Rutgers whose zero-fumble resume and 250-yard back-to-back seasons made him a combine darling. The pick raised eyebrows because it came before the Nick Chubb rumors, but it fits Poles' trend. Cheap, durable, high-character grinders who can contribute on special teams. Some insiders believe Monangai's presence gives the Bears leverage. In negotiations with Chubb, if talks stall, Chicago isn't empty-handed. Could this rookie vet 1-2 punch be the surprise storyline of training camp? With Johnson calling plays, anything feels possible. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to Bears News Fan Report, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. Because this story is far from over and could break wide open at any moment.